Israel. Scott, they are leading with a different story.
Shapps backs spending 3% on our defence. The minister's called for a cash boost for a more dangerous world. Really, he used Vladimir Putin as an example, saying they need a bigger budget. You need a bigger budget to defend yourself from Vladimir Putin.
Yes, because our military has been shrinking and our navy has been shrinking.
A lot of people...
And said that we need to have a stronger defence than we currently have.
I wonder who to defend yourself from, though, because Poland's, they spend 4% of their GDP. Scandinavian countries, Sweden spends a lot. Finland spends a lot. They have quite a large air force, 38,000 air force.
Yeah,
they are. But that's why.
Reasons.
But this is why Putin wants to invade that border with Finland. He wants the property, but he also is terrified of Finland's military. He knows how powerful they are. That's why he didn't want Finland to join NATO. He tried to stop it.
Yes,
and he tried to stop Sweden as well. But I think that the more you build your military, it may not discourage Putin. It may have the opposite effect. Israel spends 4.5% of their GDP on their military, and Saudi Arabia 8.5%.
But I mean, you know, our military has been in the news recently. You know, they're desperate to recruit. They're talking about not having, you know, rigorous security checks for foreign nationals if they want to join because we've got to inflate the numbers.
Get the women in there.
Yeah.
Well, there are women in the military.
More.
You want more women?
Yeah, conscript as many women as you do men.
Let's make it a feminist issue.
Give a gay woman a gun, she will solve so many problems.
Steve, thoughts on that? Not on that specifically, but on the story.
No, it makes sense for spending to increase. I mean, it's not just about staffing numbers. I mean, it's embarrassing when you hear of like ships without aircraft to put on them and not enough people to staff these things. But the future of this tends to be moving towards technology. Like, a lot of what was happening in Ukraine has been drone-based, whether it's been the water-based ones or the air-based ones. That's where spending is also needed. So, I think, I hate to say it, Grant Shapps, if that's his current name, is right.
But it makes...
You're agreeing with Grant Shapps.
No, it does make you wonder, though, if this was Putin's plan all along, was to shake up the EU, make independent countries spend more, make NATO spend more, and then destabilize people's communities more and more, because that's what it does.
I mean, does Putin have a particularly strong military at the moment? Didn't he have that presentation thing in the Red Square, and they basically had cardboard tanks?
I think it's I looked it up. I looked it up, and I think it's if not the strongest, in the top 4 strongest militaries in Europe.
But they've devoted so much to the Ukrainian wars, so, you know, maybe we don't need it.